Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Gregory. I'm Director of Teaching and Learning at Reading Area Community College, and I thank you for taking the time to watch my video today. I'm going to take the next few minutes and talk about our solution for offering student resources in Canvas. And so when I mean student resources, I mean some not necessarily like tutoring or anything like that, but some documentation, some help that for the students to point them in the right direction, whether it's videos or documents or things like that, and so that they have access to content that's going to help them point them where they need to go and get done what they need to get done. So I want to start by going back to a couple of years ago when we made the switch to Canvas as an institution. And Canvas was a hugely popular choice for our college, for Reading Area Community College. We had an LMS at the time that was not very popular, and so switching to Canvas was a welcome change. The faculty loved it, and the staff loved it too, right? And so everybody really was on board from the beginning. Now, I will say this, the staff probably loved it a little bit too much. And I say that because they really wanted to get in there, right? And staff had not necessarily been a part of, the previous LMS, and so they really wanted to get into Canvas because they're like, this is where the students are. This is where I can interact with the students because they're doing their courses there. And so I can really communicate with the students if I need to help them if I need to, or if they need to get in touch with me. So there's some opportunity there that they wanted to take advantage of. So our solution to provide these documents and these resources came in the thought of we'll offer one course and that we will enroll all of these students in one course. And the reason we did that is because we didn't want to offer, kind of one course per department or anything like that, because then students would, kind of come in and they'd be enrolled in, a dozen different courses right off the bat. And that would probably be overwhelming to them. And so we didn't want to do that. So we'd say, all right, we're going to put everybody in one course, and we can use this one course to send out announcements to everybody. We can use this one course to kind of house modules with content. And so that each department kind of gets their own modules, so they can put their documents and their links and stuff like that in a module, and they can use that to get that information out to the students. Well, it all seemed like it was going pretty well, but it actually, our first version, our initial version, it didn't work at all. We had way too many staff in this course kind of acting as a teacher or a TA. And when you get that kind of a setup, it just gets overwhelming. And so the students were overwhelmed because these staff were sending out way too many announcements. So students were getting 6-8 announcements a day, and just kind of getting bombarded with these communications from all different angles, all coming from this one course. The modules got way too long, so there were way too many items in there. And so it was just this endless scroll of module to try and find what they wanted. So it wasn't organized well. And then consequently, people were moving modules, up to the top, up to the bottom, so that people could find things a little bit better. And then no one could find anything. And so there were also some content issues because we got into this situation where people were deleting things, from other departments, either inadvertently, probably inadvertently, hopefully not intentionally. But so there was all kinds of problems with that. So I guess it might have been a situation of too many cooks in the kitchen, right? So it just didn't work. So we wanted to blow it all up because students actually were saying, get us out of here. We don't want to be in this course anymore. This is kind of, it's bothering it's affecting our academic stuff, all those courses. So they don't want to, they're getting away from Canvas, which is not at all what we wanted to do. So what we were trying to do really backfired. So we took a different approach, and we kept with the one course because we still didn't want to enroll students in multiple courses. We didn't want to overwhelm them there, but the students are still enrolled. We pulled essentially all of the content out. I'm going to show you this in a second, but This course essentially has no content in it. It just has a home page and it has some links. And these links go to other courses. These other courses, no one's enrolled in them other than the kind of the managers of those departments. And so students, if they click on the link from that single course going to this other course, they can self-enroll in that course, in that departmental course. And then from there, they can get their announcements from that content. They have a much easier time to navigate through that one course's particular set of modules. So it's a lot more manageable. Now, we do retain just a couple of staff in that single course to send out institutional announcements, maybe something about course registration or something like that, that makes more sense. And so they're getting much less frequent announcements from that, and they are really institutional oriented so that they really apply to everybody. So they're not like trying to, advertise the movie of the week or whatever it was. So that's what that course looks like. So I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna show you what the course looks like. Here's a student dashboard, right? And so you can see the RACC student resources shows up as a course right on the dashboard. We also put it as a link in the help button. So it's actually the first link in the help menu. So if students start adding favorite courses, rather than going back to all courses, they can just go to help and they can get to the same area. So when you click on it, when you enter the course, you can see there's not much there. There's not much of a navigation. We pulled all the navigation away. And you just have this list of the recent announcements at the top so that the students can view that most recent announcement. But then there's also these links to their different departments and their different areas, right? So that they can get to academic advising, academic support, things like that. And all they have to do is click on one of the buttons. It'll take you there. So if they want to go to academic advising, academic advising will take them to the advising area, so they can come in here, they can get some information about advising. They can enter the advising area to get all of their module content. So you can see they have their links for particular information about the course catalog and things like that, some registration information. They can also click on the link to join the group to receive announcements. What we did there was we put a redirect link in the course navigation so that if they click on this, it will actually take them to the self-enroll button so that they can self-enroll, and then they will be able to receive any announcements that come through this course. We also used a redirect link to return to the main menu. And if they click on this, what that does, it actually takes them back to our main RACC resource course, which is the one that shows up on their dashboard. So it takes them back here so they can kind of come full circle. So it really seems to be working at this point. We don't have students who are requesting to be removed anymore from this. The announcements are still mostly institutional, so that they really do pertain to everybody. As you can see, the example on the screen is for registration. So that's something that's important to everybody. This way we can keep the Canvas announcements, the ones that show up on the Canvas dashboard, we can have them be for kind of system outages or things like that. And so that we can differentiate when students see an announcement or they get an announcement, they can kind of expect, okay, that in here it's going to be institutional content. On the main dashboard, it's probably going to be some sort of a warning or some sort of system outage or something like that that they can focus on. And so they can better manage what's going on there. We still do have, like I mentioned, a couple of staff enrolled in this main course so that they can respond to students. They can maybe reach out to students if they need to using the inbox. So that still is a possibility, but that is, something, again, we have far fewer people who are doing that right now, and we only have a couple of them. So it really does make it work a little bit better. I hope that is helpful to you. I hope maybe that has inspired you if you were kind of thinking about how you can kind of share some of these resources in Canvas. This is something that may be an approach that you can take. And so if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to put them in the comment box below the video, and we can generate a conversation around that. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our video.